Okay, this is Brian. I'm back, tradeguild.blogspot.com. It's the 9th of January. We just looked at STEM. Okay, so we're going to take a look at some other market moving issues, and this is the US dollar index. The US dollar index has been bouncing, or maybe something a little bit more than that, but it's struggling right now at that 84.75 level. This is a direct play on gold. This is moving gold. Right now, it's moving gold down, but possibly it's going to pull back from this level, which would be good for gold. Gold would bounce off that. There's a couple interesting things going on here. This kind of looked like a breakdown to me. Now, since I've been using my new indicator, which has only been less than a week, I'm seeing some interesting things here. One, gold has been a nice U.S. dollar, a nice positive divergence there. When it broke down over here, look how it maintained above this level, even though price was down here. So that's a positive development. And over here in money stream in red in this top window, you can see between this level and this where price is here, that's a positive divergence that's occurring there. So maybe the dollar just had a little correction there, and we're not seeing a new trend develop. Maybe it's just dipped down. So this is going to have a lot of direct influence on our position in gold, which I've been bullish on, but we'll have to see what develops with this dollar here. In the very short term, I think we're probably set for a bounce in gold. Okay, so energy. Let's take a look at light sweet crude oil over here. It's come down, it's hit this level, it's kind of supporting off that level so far. There was an interesting trade setup that was mentioned on briefing.com today, and I'm going to show you. It was in OIH and XLE, and as I was saying before, technical analysis is really about compare. So we're going to look at a 5-minute chart. Here we go. And this morning, let me see if I can zoom in without losing it. No. Okay, so this morning we had a positive divergence that occurred in the 5-period RSI and in MACD. And here's the low in RSI, higher low, as price made a lower low. MACD also moved up. So at this point we have a positive divergence. That's a buy signal there. And it made a nice move for about 2 points right into resistance, a very logical target to sell at. And that was good for 2 points. So the point here is really, find your indicators that you like and see if you can find situations in which they confirm one another. And OIH was also confirmed in XLE, so both were tradable, the same setup. So that's a confirmation that gives you a little more assurance, a little more well, it makes you feel a little bit better about taking the trade. So, okay, let's see what else we got here. Gold is the last thing I think I want to cover real quick. GLD, like I said, I think we may see a bounce here in gold. Let's take a look at my new indicator here. Basically, let's take a look at an hourly chart. Let's see what is to be seen. Okay, 5-minute. Alright, so here in the 5-minute chart, you can see pretty much we have a little bit of a negative divergence here, so maybe gold is going to pull back just a little bit in the next day or so, but ultimately I think it's probably set for an oversold type of bounce. Now, moving along, we're going to take a look at some of the ideas that have been on the blog lately, and some new ideas. Here's ARTX. This was on the blog November 22nd and December 21st. If you took the call on November 22nd and bought the next day, you'd be up about 104% since November in ARTX. So very nice gain there. It looks like it's getting a little bit ahead of itself here. You can see volumes tapering off over here as price advances. We have like a star type of formation here, a hanging man right there. My new indicator that we haven't named yet looks really good here on this daily. You can see it's got a nice positive divergence over here coming up on this level. But as we get into the 5-minute, probably even the hourly too, let's take a look at the hourly. Yeah, there it is real clear on the hourly. Alright, notice how price makes a higher high over here This indicator should be making a higher high with price. It should be higher than this one. It's lower. So what that means is we have a negative divergence. That means the quality of this trend is starting to come undone. This is where you want to start thinking about taking profits. If you're a real short-term trader, maybe shorting this one. But like I said, in the daily time frame, it looks very good. I think ARTX maybe has some more upside to go. STEM, we took a look at this before. Basically this is a short with a stop above today's high. This engulfing pattern over here is a reversal pattern, so you'll probably see a move down in STEM and probably in a lot of the biotech names. I think FORD was mentioned on the blog Friday, December 29th, and it's basically up about 8.25% today on good volume. It was up, I think, as much as 15% earlier in the day. And on an hourly time frame, you can see that this thing has been building just a really positive divergence here, and this is real interesting. Notice how price is coming down over here, and look what's happening on the lows in this indicator in November, in December, mid-December, early 07. This is saying that this thing is gathering strength, and we saw it this indicator just break out today, and a nice pop. So, looking at this indicator, I'm very happy with the move, and I'm very happy with the indicator, the way this has come out, this custom indicator. So let's see what else we have here. SMSI, Smith Micro Software. This was on the December 18th video, and if I was going to short this one, basically you have pretty good resistance right here off this gap, and you can see where it held over here as support. Former support, once broken, becomes resistance. It was broken over here on heavy volume. It's approaching that area, so the closer we can get to that area and short this, the less our risk, because basically once it crosses over 15, the trade has gone against you and you can stop out. So we're getting very close to that level right now, and let's just take a look at this F3 indicator, my custom indicator. Look how price has basically been marching up, and you can see that we have a relative, we're kind of making higher highs over here. When we get to this level, we're making a higher high here, but it fails to make a higher high in this indicator. Negative divergence, that's a warning sign. And you can see what happened basically. But the depth that this thing has fallen back, price is up here compared to the previous low, but look at where the indicator is. So that's a negative divergence. Negative divergence here that foreshadowed this drop, and a negative divergence on this drop, the way it's acting. And I think SMSI is probably pretty close to being a pretty ripe short. SNCR, this is a long position from December 15th. It's up about 12% since then. Still looking pretty strong, pretty nice day today, up 9%, a little plus, a little more than that. We're going to have to see what happens with this. This indicator should be moving up, so we're going to give it a little bit of time. But here's a nice healthy trend. You see the high here, the higher high over here, same thing in the indicator. That's confirming the strength of that trend. We want to see that make a new higher high again. And okay, we're going to come back and take a look at Merrill.